as we have still 4 more minutes before we officially start. But hey, since all of you are watching this right now, let me just start off with our introduction and we'll dive right into our first presentation by Avinash, who, as you can see, already has his camera on because he is so excited to share with us. So everyone say hi to Avinash. Say hi, Avinash.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so before we dive into our first presentation, I shall first go ahead with our introduction. So audiences, let me know if you can see my screen. How about you, Avinash? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I'm able to.
All right, fantastic. And I see there are some chats going on as well. Hi, Amir. You were here yesterday. Good to see you here again. We'd really love to see that we have the same people coming in. So welcome back, Amir. Hello. You're welcome, Amir. All right, so welcome to Codeless Conference 2022, Day 2. I hope all of you are excited. So thank you for attending. If you've come from day 1, congratulate yourself for coming for both days. If you're only experiencing our conference today and did not come for yesterday, no worries, as we have plenty to cover for your benefit. My name is Daniel, and I will be your host for today. As with day 1, day 2 is scheduled to be full of engaging presentations. For example, one by Avinash later on. We'll also have live demos and networking opportunities and more. And when I say and more, I think you know what I'm talking about. Panel discussion. All right. And additionally, we will be having, as you know, our panel discussion later on. So I hope you'll be looking forward to that and everything that is coming up. And don't forget to tag us on all your social media platforms later on when you're sharing all of your insights and everything as part of your participation for our contest, which I'll be going over again shortly. All right, so if you're new, this is just a quick rundown, but if you've already heard this from yesterday, don't worry, this will be very quick. Basically, our vision is to allow the QA community to share their knowledge by the QA community for the QA community. And our mission is to do exactly that via conferences and events, just like the one that you're in right now. So that's basically our vision and mission for QA Talks community. And we are excited to have you for our Codeless Conference Day 2. And these are our community sponsors, our diamond sponsors, ACCELQ and Catalan. Not to mention our gold sponsor, Lambda Test. And also our silver sponsors, Virtualan, Provar, and Test Sigma. Not to forget our community donators, Meteori QS, Test Compass, and QA2. And last but not least, definitely not least, our certificate sponsor, CertifyMe.online, which has helped us with all the certificates that you've been seeing. Now, we also want to give a shout out to our community partners for collaborating with us. And that includes Agile Testing Alliance, Selectors Hub, Testing Tech News, 5 Elements Learning, Testomat.io, and Provar Testing. All right, so just a recap for everyone, we will again have our quiz contest. So if you were excited to participate in our quiz yesterday, don't worry because we have another quiz contest happening today as well. So you'll be able to participate again. And these will be the prizes for all the winners. And again, open for both paid and free members. So not to worry. Participate when you see the quiz. Just get your phone ready and be sure to prepare your QR code scanner so that you can scan the QR code when the quiz comes up and so that you can join immediately. All right. We also have our selfie contest. All you have to do is take a selfie, post on your social media such as LinkedIn and Twitter. LinkedIn and Twitter. Only these 2 platforms so that we can catch you guys your postings. Not to forget to tag us and hashtag Codeless Conference 2022. But if you're not interested in selfies, we also have a key takeaways contest where you can share your favorite takeaways. All right, whatever that you found very interesting or a key insight, be sure to post it again on LinkedIn or Twitter. Be sure to tag us and hashtag Codeless Conference 2022. But if you're not interested in those 2, you can instead also join our active participant contest. All you have to do is just, again, post on LinkedIn or Twitter, tag us, and hashtag Codeless Conference 2022. All right, you can share anything from your comments, your feedback, or your thoughts or questions, anything at all. And we would love to see those posts, and we can finally choose our winners from these 3 contests, which will be announced post-conference. So just gentle reminders before we jump into Avinash's session to please log in from a quiet session so that if you become unmute, you will at least not interrupt the session because of the quiet environment, to stay muted. And also we will have our 5-minute Q&A sessions and our 5-minute quiz happening at the end, which will be your chance to participate in the quiz contest that I just mentioned. And arguably the most important thing is just to have fun, everyone. All of you are here to learn and grow and move forward the QA industry, and that's what this is all about. You can just have healthy discussion in the chat box and make some new testing friends. All right, so again, these are our social media channels. Be sure to follow us if you want to stay updated regarding events just like this one in the near future, so that you can be up to date and register in time to participate in more events just like this. All right. Yes, Amir, learn and fun. Exactly right. Thank you, Amir. Good comment. And also our Discord channel, which is super important, because if you had questions that you wanted to be answered by the speaker, but we were unable to take it because of the 5-minute time limit, no problem. We hear you and we want to answer all of your questions. So just join our Discord channel and we will answer those unanswered questions post-conference. All right, we would love to hear all of your questions. And even if we don't make it to answer them live, we will at least answer them after the conference via our Discord channel. And without further ado, it is now time for me to finally invite our lovely guest speaker, who is our first speaker of the day, Avinash Chavan, who will be talking about accelerate Salesforce implementation with the AA-powered Codeless Automation. All right, I believe now is the time for me to cordially invite Avinash Chavan. Avinash, the virtual stage is now yours. Take it away.
Hey, thank you, Daniel. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening, as per the time zone you're located in. I'm Avinash Chavan, working as a client principal at ACCELQ. I basically have a master's degree from University of Texas at Dallas, and also have around 8 years of experience working in this QA industry. I've been working with various firms, and I have undergone different domains like banking, e-commerce, finance, and etc. So let me get started. So let me know once you are able to see my screen. Let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, can see.
Okay. So today I will be sharing my thought on how to accelerate Salesforce implementation with the AI-powered Codeless Automation. So let's begin. So my agenda for today will be to understand what is Salesforce testing, why Salesforce testing is important, then what are the limitations on the Salesforce manual testing, and benefits of test automation over the manual. Then we'll go through the challenges of test automation with traditional tools like Selenium. Then we'll go over what is AI-powered codeless test automation and what are the key benefits of AI-powered codeless test automation in the Salesforce implementation. Moving ahead, let's understand what is Salesforce. So as we know, Salesforce is a CRM solution, and Salesforce is the world's first cloud-based CRM solution. And it is the #1 in this CRM world. It covers all areas of customer relationship, ranging from marketing to services, which helps to build the customer relationship stronger. It enables the team to close more deals and grow faster by providing intelligent set of features and customization. Next, Salesforce now provides various software solutions and a platform for the users and developers so that they use the platform and build a custom solution as per the organization need. Moving on, let's understand what is Salesforce testing. So Salesforce testing in actual is validation of configurations and customization performed in the vanilla salesforce.com. Okay, it is not like any other application which is grown in-house and we have to start from scratch. It is basically just validating the configuration and customization performed on the vanilla salesforce.com. The test engineer needs to test both the admin module, where all the configurations are made, as well as the website, so that whatever configurations are made in the admin module are correctly displayed on the website. Moving on.
So, past tense. So we have seen that Salesforce quality assurance has been usually overlooked by the organization due to the time and cost constraint. However, defects sweeping into the production can be extremely expensive. Multiple events such as data refresh, modification of business rules, or new releases from Salesforce can heavily impact your Salesforce development. Next, we'll understand what is Salesforce testing, like why Salesforce testing is important. So Salesforce testing basically helps to identify defects in earlier stage with high accuracy. It also helps to check that the configuration and the code are functional as per the business requirement. It ensures that the end client business process are handled correctly. It also increases the test coverage with end-to-end testing. And it helps to confirm that the agreed upon requirements are satisfied. And at last, it helps to validate the integration of APIs with Salesforce as per the business need. Moving ahead, what are the limitations of manual testing in Salesforce? Okay, so as generally we know that manual testing is time consuming, it is boring, it is tedious, and more importantly, manual testing can prone to mistakes, human errors. Okay, and also to validate the software for multiple iterations, like if you want to use manual testing for your regression, it is not possible. Manual testing is inactual, is daunting. Moving ahead, let's see what are the benefits of Salesforce test automation over the manual testing. So the first is the increased test coverage. So automation testing in general helps to achieve increased test coverage of data, which is not possible with your manual testing. That means you can test your application with various set of data only using the automation. Next, quick bug detection. So manual test automation testing helps in detection of a bug at an earlier stage, and mitigation of the bug is also easy. And also, in addition to that, automation testing provides the QA team to document this software bug with ease. Next, it increases the efficiency of the testing process, because all the processes are automated, like the reporting of the bug is automated, then the test result notification is automated. So eventually, it basically increases the productivity. So automation testing helps increase the efficiency and the productivity of your Salesforce system. Okay. Next, reduced expenses. So as we know that manual testing cannot be used for regression, and then once the like if you want to do repetitive work of testing an application like regression, so once your automation is all set to go, then your manual expenses are reduced. So indirectly, there is cost. Basically your project savings are done. Your cost and expenses are reduced. Next, high rate of interest, high ROI, which is return of investment. So basically, automation testing helps you to achieve high return on investment, because with automation testing, everything is faster. Then there is no human errors, because we are not involving any kind of manual testing, and the product is error free. Okay, so all this eventually helps to get high net return of investment. Moving on, let's see what are the challenges of Salesforce test automation with traditional tool like Selenium. Okay, so if you are using Selenium for your Salesforce implementation or any other traditional tool, we'll see what are the challenges of those automation tools. So first is adapting to the Salesforce software update. So as we know that Salesforce has 3 major releases in a year, and also it goes through like different minor releases. Your test automation tool needs to account for these changes, so that they don't see we don't see any kind of errors in our test automation. Okay, so if you are using a codeless based solution like Selenium, then the automation tester needs to basically ensure that the code doesn't break. So he basically needs to retune the program script. Next, if you are using a record and play based solution, so in that case, the tester needs to basically again re-record the Salesforce test, like every time there is a like change in the Salesforce application due to the updates. Moving on, let's understand the navigating through frames. So as we know that the Salesforce application has dynamic frames built on the front end. So the traditional tools are not that effective to handle this kind of frames. So even if they handle the frames, they take a lot of time and efforts to find the right attributes for the frame. And because if there are nested iframes or hidden iframes, the user needs to basically find the right attribute. Then even if they find the right attribute, they have to they basically struggle in like understanding like which I like we are like currently the code is in which frame, and then they have to switch back from multiple frames. So this is another challenge with the traditional tools. Next, executing against the dynamic content. So basically the traditional tool are basically the traditional tool are poor in handling the Salesforce dynamics. So as we know that the Salesforce application doesn't have any kind of fixed ID for the elements or the name attribute or the class attribute. So nothing is fixed in Salesforce as it is completely dynamic. So if you are using XPath or anything for identification of the locators of the elements in Salesforce, a small change in the XPath can break your element identification, and eventually it will cause your test automation to fail. Next, handling the web tables. So as we know that Salesforce application has multiple database driven web tables. The rows are dynamically created in Salesforce world, and even a small simple action of checking a checkbox in the row of a Salesforce web table is completely challenging, and it is not that easy using the traditional tool. Okay, next moving on to the complex Salesforce web component. So as we know that Salesforce application have complexity, like they have the shadow DOM, they have the pop-up windows, which are not directly handled by the traditional tools. Next, what is the AI-powered codeless test automation? So AI-powered codeless test automation takes a modern approach to manual testing and are built to complement the core state-of-art automation capabilities. Okay, so they are basically taking care of all the automation capabilities, and it is a modern approach to manual testing. So such a consolidated approach helps to increase the speed and efficiency of your Salesforce implementation. The AI-powered tools can basically automate the business process validation across a Salesforce implementation. They can effectively deal with the dynamically generated and nested frames. They can facilitate easy testing, and also the testing team spend a little less time in automating the assets, because the codeless test automation tool doesn't require any kind of programming language. Okay. Next, moving on, the AI-powered codeless test automation tool can perform end-to-end validation, and as it is codeless, even a complex test script can be easily managed. You can make updates and changes to it with ease. Next, it basically cut down on the manual testing efforts. Moving on, let's understand the key benefits of AI-powered codeless test automation in Salesforce implementation. Okay, so let's see how this AI-powered codeless test automation are helpful in this Salesforce world. Okay, so first is the seamless lifecycle management. The next generation modern management basically helps to bring the intelligent test planning as well as the change management. So these tools are really capable of taking all the like management of assets with ease. Next, the codeless automation. As the AI-powered codeless test automation tool uses natural language, the automation tester doesn't need to write a single line of code, as well as these tools provide in-sprint automation, and such capabilities can help the testing team to shift the testing process left. Next, moving on, quick turnaround. The automation, this tools basically helps to bring a quick turnaround of your complete Salesforce quality testing. So using this tool, using this tool, we can basically make the testing faster, and it is easiest and it is more sustainable way of testing your Salesforce application. Next, handle the complexity of lightning control. So this applications, this tools can easily handle the Salesforce lightning component, be it your Salesforce Shadow DOM, the web tables, the iframes, the alerts or pop-ups. All these are completely taken care by the AI-powered Codeless Test Automation. Next, a really exciting feature, which is the self-healing. So with the AI and the ML at the core, the self-healing feature is available in this tool. Okay, so since this tool tried to learn and adapt over the time, they can automatically update and adjust the testing as per the need. Okay, and such capabilities basically helps to helps in maintaining your test script. There are no there are no flaky errors in your test scripts. So self-healing basically helps to maintain your script. Next, Salesforce release alignment. So whichever test automation tool are built for your Salesforce application specifically, they need to ensure that whatever releases Salesforce has, they have to basically be aligned with those release. And this automation tool, the AI-powered Codeless Automation tool, basically ensure that whatever your Salesforce application or the version you are implementing, the implementation is very easy, and they will take care of all of your Salesforce application releases. Okay. Next, let's see how these key benefits are available in the ACCELQ tool, and let's move on. So as we have seen yesterday, by he provided a small workshop on the ACCELQ tool. So ACCELQ, as we know, it is AI-powered Codeless Test Automation tool, which is available on the cloud, and it has it is basically more they are basically ACCELQ tool is basically a leader in this Salesforce automation. Okay, and it is the only tool which is available in the Salesforce App Exchange. And also ACCELQ is a leader in the Forrester Wave. And if you want to do web testing, if you want to do API testing, database testing, then mainframe testing, desktop testing, all these are available under the same umbrella of ACCELQ. Okay, so let's jump on directly onto the tool, and let me just show you a couple of features available in the tool. So as I mentioned, the tool is available on the cloud, so you just need to hit a URL, and then you need to log into the ACCELQ application, and you are ready to go with the automation. Okay, so as once we log into the ACCELQ, you will see this is the layout. And as we have seen that it is available on the cloud, you don't need to worry about any infrastructure. You can directly start automating your assets. So first, let's see the sweetest feature of ACCELQ, which is the universe. So in ACCELQ, you will see a application universe. So application universe is nothing but a blueprint of your application under test. So it will give you what all assets are currently built in this project, and what are the relation between this asset. The circles which you're seeing are nothing but the context, which you can consider as a web page, and the line joining this circles are nothing but the actions. So actions you can think of as a function which you are trying to perform on the web application. So for example, you can see this particular action, which is to navigate to a tab. So this action is basically starting from this Lightning account page, and it is going to the Lightning group page. Okay, on the right hand side, you can see all the assets which are available in ACCELQ. So there are around 19 scenarios. So scenarios is nothing but the end-to-end workflow which the user wants to test. Context is just the you can consider those as your web pages, and actions are nothing but the functions which you perform on a web page. So a simple action can be to perform login to a Salesforce application. Okay, and if you consider one of the example of a scenario, so as I mentioned, scenario in Excel is nothing but the end-to-end workflow. So if you consider this, which is the scenario for Lightning create account. So this scenario will basically create a Lightning account. What it will do, it will invoke a browser, it will perform login to the Salesforce application, then it will switch to the Lightning app if you're using a Classic, then it will navigate to a tab, whichever tab you want. So in this case, as we are doing the account, so it will navigate to the accounts tab, and then we are just populating the account space. So we provide all the details which are required to create a new account. So this is the end-to-end workflow which is the user wanted to test, and this is nothing but a scenario in ACCELQ. Okay, now let me just quickly show you a small example of an action. So as I mentioned, action is nothing but what function you want to perform on your web page. So let me show you a small action to create a new opportunity. So this action will be performed on the opportunity listing page. And once this action is performed, the user will be taken to the Salesforce opportunity details page. Okay. Now this is an action in ACCELQ. So this is nothing but the action logic editor. So in this action logic editor, you will be actually writing the action logic. So there are two ways to complete this action logic. The first is basically you can start typing over here. So it is nothing like, it is similar to like your Google search. So whatever you want to work on. So for example, if I want to work on an Excel, you just need to type the keyword Excel, and all the suggested commands which are available in ACCELQ will be available. So if you want to verify the database query with an Excel, if you want to get the cell text from an Excel, you can just use this command. And once you select that command, it is nothing but the fill in the blank. So you need to provide the column number, row number, and the file part of Excel. Next, if you want to do a database testing, just type database. So you will see all the database connections available in ACCELQ. If you want to do API, just type API. Likewise, whatever you want to test, you just need to type the keyword. Okay, so this is the action logic editor available in ACCELQ. Now I will quickly show you like how we can create a small action logic to create an opportunity. Okay, so this is nothing but the views which are captured in ACCELQ. So these are the views of your application which is captured using a small plugin which is called as ACCELQ View Recorder. So using this view recorder, I have captured this views of your application. So this is a view of my opportunity page, and I will show you how we can create an action logic for creating a new opportunity. Okay, so for creating a new opportunity, the user needs to first click on the new button. So you can see there is a new button over here. Okay, so what I will do, I will just hover on the new button, and then I will just do a right click. So once I do a right click, ACCELQ is intelligent enough and it is telling, as this is a button, do you want to click on that element? Okay, so 99% of the time, the user will be clicking on the button. So I will just use the command available, and it is asking to provide a name. So I will just click on OK. And this is the ACCELQ element identification. So ACCELQ has a strong AI algorithm to identify the elements for us. So using this combination, which is a tag as A and title as new, ACCELQ is able to uniquely identify this button. Okay, just click on save button, and that's it. So you have completed a statement to click on the new button. Likewise, if I want to complete my action logic to fill this opportunity tab, so what I will do, I will be coming on this screen, and then once I click on the new button, this small model will come, and then I will be filling this opportunity form. So what I will be doing, I will be giving opportunity name. So for that, I just need to do a right click. As this is an input field, 99% of the time user will be entering the text. So this is the command available to use. So it is asking in plain English language, what do you want to do? So enter input text. Okay, what text do you want to enter for your opportunity name? So I can just give some random opportunity name 1. in with element in the opportunity name element. And this is how ACCELQ is able to identify this object. That's it. Okay. Likewise, if I want to continue with this, I want to select a account from the list of accounts available. I will just do a right click. Okay. So as this is a Salesforce specific drop down, which is search and select drop down, ACCELQ has the command available to interact with the Salesforce search and select drop down. So I will just use that. It is asking me just provide the search text, so I can just provide account name, which is ACCELQ, and then this is my element. I will just click on OK, and then it is asking once you search, which is the value you want to select from the searched options. So I can just simply say I want to select ACCELQ account 1, and this is how ACCELQ is able to uniquely identify this element. Click on save. Okay, and next, what are the mandatory fields? This is a close date, so I'll just do a right click, enter text, so I can just provide today's date. And then this is a close date web element. Click on save. And at last, this is another drop down. I will just do a right click. And then as it is a select drop down, I want to select an item from that drop down. So I can just give some meaningful name for my elements. So this is nothing but my stage drop down. And it is asking what text do you want to select. So I can just select stage. So I can just say it is in prospecting stage. Click on save. Okay, and then once I complete this form, I will be just clicking on the save button. So click on OK and click on save. So that's it. So with this action logic, I will be able to create a opportunity. Okay. So this is how we basically create the action logic, and then we basically create a scenario in ACCELQ. Okay, so scenario is nothing but the end-to-end workflow. So if I just take a small example of a scenario, you can see when we stitch together the action in a meaningful way, a scenario is completed. So you can see here one of the scenario to create an update opportunity. So what it will do, it will invoke a browser, it will perform a login with whatever data you want to provide. Then it will switch to the Lightning app. It will navigate to a tab, whichever tab you want to navigate. And then it will create an opportunity and it will validate the opportunity details in database. Okay, if I go to my results, you can see how the results look like. So I just executed this scenario for me. So you can see the results are again in a plain English language. So you are able to clearly understand how the execution went, and what actions were passed and what were failed. Whatever failures are there, it will clearly indicate you. So invoke browser, new browser session was created, navigated to that URL, and then perform login with it. Then we switch to the Lightning app, navigated to tab which we mentioned, opportunity tab, and then we created an opportunity, and then we validate the opportunity in the database. Okay, so this is another this is a scenario execution. This is nothing but the result in ACCELQ, how it looks like. And you can see that all the screenshots during the execution are being taken automatically. Okay, now if you want to go to the results of all the execution, you can just go to the results. And then I just wanted to show you one of the feature of ACCELQ, which is the self-healing. So if I open the report which was having error, so what I did, I executed one scenario which was failed due to the element identification. So you can see this scenario was failed. You can clearly see that there is one failure. So it was able to invoke, it was able to navigate, but while creating a lead, it was not able to find the input element. Okay, so there are errors in this execution. So what I did, I just reran the same scenario using the self-healing capability of ACCELQ. So here you can see there is an option called as enable self-healing. So once I enabled the self-healing, ACCELQ bot automatically tried to identify this element for me. So you can see this execution was taken care by the ACCELQ bot. So you can see it started executing, and then whenever it was not able to find that last name input, it tried to self-fill that element. Okay, and you can see there are analysis for that clearly. Okay, and it was then able to navigate, and it was then able to proceed. There was another failure which was self-fill using the ACCELQ bot. Okay, so using the self-healing feature, all your test script maintenance failures can be automatically taken care by the tool. Okay, then I just wanted to show you some specific features related to Salesforce. So as we have seen, like when we are creating a new opportunity, there were specific Salesforce objects. Okay, so this is a Salesforce object, which is search and select. So as I showed you, like ACCELQ directly find this element using the AI algorithm, and we have readily set of commands available for its usage. And then you can see there is another drop down, which is Salesforce Lightning pick list. So this element is also automatically identified by the ACCELQ tool. Okay, so all these Salesforce specific elements are being taken care by the tool with ease. Okay, next, if I go to the element identification, so you can see one of the element which I saved. Okay, so this is one element which I saved, which is nothing but a closed state. Okay, so when I try to save this element, ACCELQ automatically tried to identify this element for me, and then there is something called as AQ data. Okay, so using the neighborhood element analysis, ACCELQ was able to uniquely identify this element for me, and while doing the neighborhood analysis, we have something called as AQ data. So AQ data is nothing but a ACCELQ added attribute on top of your DOM structure. So this is a add-on facility which ACCELQ provides to identify an element. So in this case, you can clearly see that there were no clear attribute to identify the element for me. So you can see there is a text attribute, which is dynamic field. So you cannot use the text attribute over here. And then using the neighborhood, ACCELQ tried to add this AQ data attribute, which is having the closed state label. Okay, so there are AQ data, then there is a AQ data attached label. So if I go back to my other element, which is the name, you can clearly see that there is another attribute which ACCELQ added on top of it, which is the AQ attached label opportunity. Okay, so in the Salesforce world, ACCELQ is the leader, and as I mentioned, like whatever things related to Salesforce, ACCELQ automatically takes care. Okay, so ACCELQ is a ISV partner of Salesforce, so it takes all the releases, like whatever release from Salesforce comes into picture, or your automation script won't break because we are the ISV partner. Okay, I wanted to show you one more good feature of it. So as I mentioned, like web tables are really difficult in your traditional world. So if you see, this is another web table of your Salesforce application. So you just need to save that element as a table, and then in your action logic, you can basically deal with that table. So when you hover on that, so whenever you hover on that table, you can see the row number, column number, all those things. So if you want to click on this row to column 3, you just need to type web table, click web table. Okay, so click in a web table cell, whatever row and whatever column you want to click. So all these commands are really straightforward to use. Okay, and just to let you know, like whatever the Salesforce ecosystem, like the Velocity, the Encino, then the Glovia, ACCELQ supports everything. Okay, and also coming to the Salesforce offering, like the Sales Cloud, the Service Cloud, the Financial Service Cloud, the Community, all those are supported by the ACCELQ. Okay, And then recently ACCELQ introduced a queue live. So like as we know, like many package application like the Salesforce application, Pega application, then your Oracle. Okay, so all these package application undergo multiple releases in a year. So to cater all these multiple releases, ACCELQ has introduced a queue live. So what that queue live will do, it will automatically align your assets to whatever release your cloud application is bringing. Okay, so we can like we will send you the link for the Q Live. So recently there was a Q Live webinar which was conducted by ACCELQ, and then I will just show you the last one, which is the so for example, like this is one of my scenario to create and update an opportunity. So to validate this particular scenario, what I can do, I can basically, or instead of this, I can just go to another scenario where I can just generate test cases. So you can see there is a feature in ACCELQ to generate multiple test cases. So what I can do, I can just come over here into my scenario, go to the test cases, and there is an option to generate test case. So once I click on this, you can clearly see that there are around 48 tests which the user can perform while testing that particular scenario. Okay, so you can, using this permutation and combination, you can test out all these different like all these different test cases. So you can just select whatever test case you want to add it. Okay, so with this I have completed my, and just to go at last, which is the in sprint automation. So for example, in sprint automation is like whenever there is no development completed. Okay, so what you can do, you can directly start doing in sprint automation in ACCELQ. So the in sprint automation, what you need to do, you just need to come to your action and start designing an action. So for example, if I have my Salesforce application, so if I'm on the Salesforce login screen, what I will be doing, I will be entering text. Okay, so what text? It will be my username, and it is asking which is the element you want to enter the text. So as the UI is not ready, what I can do, I can create the abstract elements in ACCELQ. So with that, you can just start doing in-sprint automation. So I'll say it is a placeholder for me, which is nothing but a web input. Likewise, I will be entering password in the password field. So password is sensitive data. So ACCELQ encrypts the password for us in a new element, which is the password.
All right, Avinash, we're nearing the end of the session for your Q&A. Will you be able to wrap up within the next 1 minute?
Yes. So the last is to click on the new object, which is my login. And login is nothing but my web button. Okay, now if I go to my Salesforce login screen, so once my Salesforce application is ready, what I can do, I can just simply capture the view using the ACCELQ view recorder, and I can just simply record the view. And before, like while it is recording, ACCELQ supports the multi-factor authentication as well. So the view is being recorded by the view recorder, and once that is done, you can just simply update the element. So your designing is completed. Now you just need to come over here, update the saved element, which is your user. So you don't need to worry about your designing. Once the UI is ready, you are all set to go by just capturing the view. Okay. With that, I have completed my presentation. Thank you, Daniel, and thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Avinash, for that really deep dive in your presentation. We will now move on to the Q&A session. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So the first question, which was asked in the chat box, but then got answered in the chat box as well, is it open source? And we had some answers saying that there is a trial version available. Is that right?
Yes. So we provide a trial version of 14 days.
All right. And if any of the audiences are interested in the trial version, do check out the link that's provided by Rachana Dikhan. They've posted the link for the free trial, so be sure to check it out. The next question here is, what kind of design techniques we can use in ACCELQ, like TDD, BDD, etc.?
So it is more of business driven, and as I showed you, like you can create a scenario, and using the test data, you can just create a number of test cases to test out your scenario. So it is more behavioral driven, business process driven.
Okay, nice. And this next question here is, it happens to be like a Blaze meter, that it need public URL to be tested. Is that true? And what happens, a follow-up question is, what happens if with URLs that are inside a VPN?
Yeah, so even if the URLs are inside the VPN, we have ACCELQ agents, which can basically sit behind your firewall, and it will take execution behind your firewall. So ACCELQ is on cloud, but your execution can happen behind your firewall using the ACCELQ agent.
Nice. And the next question here is, it seems ACCELQ is capable of automating web, API, mobile. Is there any plan or roadmap for extending the support to Windows/desktop application?
It already supports that as well.
Fantastic. And this final question here is, what are plus points of using ACCELQ over Catalan tool if we want to automate Microsoft D365?
We already whenever we start with a new project in ACCELQ. So if you want to create a new Salesforce project or Microsoft Dynamics project, there is a preset of assets which are readily available to you. So Microsoft Dynamics is in full-fledged available, it can be automated in full-fledged. So if you start with a new Microsoft Dynamics project, there are preset of assets which are readily available. So all the basic tests are available for your use. You just need to provide the test data, and you can start running a test.
Fantastic. And it looks like we've finished all of the questions. Lovely. Everyone else, if you did not manage to ask a question, no worries. Just go to our Discord channel where you can ask your questions and we'll get them answered post-conference. And that concludes our Q&A, and it's time for our, you guessed it, our quiz session. And now I would like to invite our lovely quiz master Manish to the virtual stage. Manish, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Avinash, and thank you. So let me share my screen quickly, and we can start playing the quiz for everyone. So hope everyone is ready, and let's see. Okay, so hope my screen is visible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so guys, for audience, please scan this code from the mobile, and you can register, or you can register with the slido.com in your desktop or laptop, and make sure this time should not use as a guest user. If you want to switch in a day between device, so you need to be registered with the Slido. Okay, and this is the code. So yes, I can see people started joining. Okay. So let me start the quiz. And let's see. Okay, we got 5, 12, 13. So let me allow some time to others. I'm expecting around 30 plus. What do you say, Daniel? Yesterday we were having 50 plus.
Let's see. Now it's only 17, right? Let's give it a few more seconds. Let's try to make it from 20 to 30 to 50 to 100, Manish.
Yeah, sure. Why not? So who is joining just now or seeing the live, you can scan this QR code, or you can just log into the slido.com and go with this very easy code 9999. Okay. So I can see the winner of yesterday's as well. They are already logged in.
It seems yesterday's winners want to stay as winners, huh?
Yeah, that is what I'm seeing. Okay. So let's give them another 4 to 5 seconds more. Yeah. Okay. So what do you say, Daniel?
All right, looks like we're ready. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, cool. Oh, someone joined. Okay,
Whoa,
guys.
nice. We made it to 20.
Yeah, we made it to 20. Yeah. So I was thinking. So okay. So let me start then now. Okay, guys. Very first question for the day. Very mixed answer. Let's see. Cross-browser testing. Okay. Ready for next question? Here you go. Okay. Let's see what is the correct answer. Okay. Ready for next? Here you go. Very cool. Let's see. Only 5% people said it's right. Final question for this session, guys. %. Yes, that is correct. So we are ready to see the leaderboard for the day, which is the very first session. And let's see who is rocking. Run roll. Yes. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel.
All right. Thank you so much, Quizmaster Manish, for the quiz session. Avinash, would you like to give out some final words that you would like to end the session with before we move on to the next session?
No, I'm good. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you QA Talks community for giving an opportunity to be a speaker at this Codeless conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Avinash, for being our speaker. All right, everyone, this concludes Avinash's session today. Now, let's all move on to the next session. So what's going to happen is I'm going to now end the webinar, and all of you will be transported back to the lobby. And from the lobby, you can join our next session, which will be the panel discussion. And just gentle reminders, if you are watching this session from your mobile device, be sure to transfer to your desktop device to get the best user experience. All right, everyone, let's move to the lobby and join the next session, which is, you guessed it, the panel discussion. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.